windows and in your doors. And this is the more iconic flowers for Colombia, flora and fauna in Colombia. Onda, Salento, Rotanilla, and Zipaquirá is the most interesting and iconic cities in the area.
As it's
So this rock contains 30
This is the story of the Western Colombian Andes, mountains of coffee and flowers. But if we talk about climates, we must talk about Medellin, the city of eternal spring where innovation and fashion bloom.
And reggaeton, sheer joy, happiness, and the desire to have a good time also flourish in the city.
This is Omar. Did you know Medellin is the capital of the fourth industrial revolution in Latin America? Here, innovation is in the DNA of the people, helping build the future of the country.
Yes, innovation. It is also the birthplace of famous artist Fernando Botero, of whom you saw a sculpture before you came in today.
The chiva is yours, Omar.
Parceros, as we call friends around here. Buckle up your imaginary seatbelts. We're going to see some of the most spectacular places in our country.
We can be nearby and well-connected. In the coffee cultural landscape, one-of-a-kind natural, economic and cultural elements blend together perfectly. This landscape, which has been listed as a UNESCO World Heritage Site, is the thriving result of hard-working coffee-growing families that have kept a legacy alive for generations.
That way, Colombian coffee culture remains renowned all around the world.
All of these incredible places you see are possible thanks to Colombia's imposing mountain ranges and the various climates that exist at different altitudes, from reservoirs to rivers.
Wax-palm valleys, even perpetual snow. Traveling through these mountains as we're doing today, I met a woman who stole my heart.
Hi, Omar.
This is Estela. She will be your guide as you discover the history of the Western Colombian Andes.
This region of the Andes that we'll be touring is an example of balance between tradition and progress.
Let's start with Bogota, the country's capital. Art, gastronomy.
The people of Bogota are great hosts for both tourism and business.
You can say the history of these lands is very steep, isn't it, Stella?
Since I was little, I have seen people riding bikes as early as 4 a.m. These are the roads where Nairo Quintana and Lucho Herrera started pedaling their way to glory.
These mountains sure do take us to amazing places where you can rest, enjoy and breathe in local culture, don't they?
You're right there. These are towns where the word luxury translates into hospitality, culture, and peace. Omar, the handcrafts made in these regions are sold all over the world.
Stella, why don't you show them?
Okay, Omar says that I shouldn't let you go without showing you one of his favorite places. An ideal destination for those who seek thrills and excitement.
Earth, I think the time has come. I'm water. And in order to tell you the history of Colombia and its connection to the future, we must visit the Highland Moors.
Let's go!
Colombia is definitely a blessed country thanks to mountains like these that breathe life. I'll tell you why in just a moment.
Okay, guys. Hi, welcome. So you guys reached the Colombian Massif region where we can find the archaeological park of San Agustin that contains around 300 of these statues. We can find the Amazon forest as well as Mount Kure, which are considered to be one of the oldest hills in the world. Now if you take a look over here, can anyone guess the name of this instrument? Anyone? Okay, so this is called a harp and it's a very important instrument in this region and it contains 32 strings. Here we have a picture of a jaguar, and if you want to win it, you can scan that QR code over there.
It's a biodiversity.
Co to znaczy? Wiesz?
The mysterious Colombian Massif is the place where the most important rivers in the country are born. A place that feeds the Cauca, Magdalena, and Amazon basins. It's the heart of some of the most representative indigenous communities in the territory.
There are places in this land where we can find the knowledge of lost ancient cultures, such as Tierra Adentro.
That's right, Kachi.
Water, so what is our mission in this Colombia of the future?
That is a great question, Kachipri, to which I have no answer. I am water. I cannot see the future.
I believe that by preserving our past and our culture, we can understand ourselves as part of the future.
I agree with you.
I'm going to show you something on this loom, the one my grandmother taught me to use. I remember the first time I visited the Las Lajas Sanctuary, a place my grandmother took me to as a child to sell our looms. It was the first time I came upon a faith different from mine. I was impressed. Then I visited Popayán to witness the celebration of the Holy Week. It opened my eyes to a world where we'll have different beliefs, which we must respect.
Perhaps I know someone who might be able to answer your question. Show us your loom.
Welcome to the Colombian Amazon Orinoco, sacred rainforests and plains. Let us be carried away by the wisdom of nature. But first, you must open your heart to know how to listen to it.
He's Taita Manuel. He's a traditional healer of the Cofan indigenous people, an Amazonian community that keeps its ancestral knowledge and traditions alive, which include healing rituals for both body and soul.
The air has granted us permission to experience the journey of the ancestral Maloka. Look down.
Whoa!
Be inspired by the hearts of our ancestors, the National Park of Chiribiquete.
It's huge!
It's a World Heritage Site, essential to the preservation of the planet's biodiversity and natural ecosystems. It's a true treasure.
It's so beautiful!
The River of Seven Colors is a great example of how water is life. Perhaps our future, indigenous or not, depends on taking care of everything we've been gifted, especially water.
Let's go back to my region. I want to take you to a very special place, Taita Manuel. The perfect place to gaze at the stars is the desert. For hundreds of years, the native peoples learned to follow the stars. We still look at them, so we don't forget where we come from. They are our GPS, leading the way to keep alive our ancestral wisdom. My grandparents taught me to look at the sky, but also to look at the earth, at the water, to know who I am.
Maybe that's the answer you were looking for. It's time for me to go, but the journey will continue to Rubens Gallup.
From here, to where the sun sets, all the way to the Mavecure Hills, you'll find only virgin plains, epic sunsets, and an immense variety of flora and fauna. This is the Orinoquia. We, the Llaneros, learn to ride first and walk after. That's the way we are raised up. Here we grew up among estuaries, the biodiversity unlike any other in Colombia. The Llanera culture speaks of cattle, horses, oleo and joropo. But if it's Colombian rhythm music, then follow the earth, and you'll happen upon a pleasant surprise.
rhythm, let's show them. Jonathan, why don't you start?
Welcome to your first class of Pacific percussion. We're going to start with a simple rhythm using the drums in front of you. Now, use your right hand first like this.
Okay, guys, let's try. Come on.
Try to follow the rhythm. Now, your other hand like this. This is basic downbeat, which goes like this. Now, we're gonna try to do another rhythm. This time, we're gonna do a boom day. It goes something like this. Really good. Now our music reflects the paradise we live in. One of the most biodiverse ecosystems in the world, where thousands of birds and fantastic underwater species live. We can even find humpback whales that have to be burned in our waters. But don't think that the Colombian Pacific is just beaches. It's also Cali, a vibrant city brimming with culture, entrepreneurship, design, and style. With a captivating and electrifying atmosphere, whether you're here on business or simply to have a good time. After all, Cali is the salsa capital of the world.
Did you say salsa? I love to dance salsa.
Why don't you teach them a couple of simple steps?
Sure thing. Let's learn some basic salsa techniques. So what we're going to do is move side to side and count together like this. 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3. Faster. Arms up. Good job, everyone. That was great. Okay, so now let's switch to one of the greater Colombian Caribbean rhythms. Let's dance mapale. Okay, everybody follow me. Arms out like this, and we are going to push up and down in circles with our whole body. Get your whole body into it. Okay? You got it? Now faster. Okay, good job, everyone. That was great. Okay, let's catch our breath. The greater Colombian Caribbean enjoys a huge number of rhythms thanks to its blend of fascinating cultures, from the indigenous Wayuu to the raizales and palenqueros, with rhythms such as vallenato, porro, cumbia, which have been recognized as World Heritage, show the world that we are a land of contrasts.
It is true. As you start heading away from the sea, you will find beautifully quaint little towns in between rivers, marshes, and mountains. Indigenous civilizations, all with a rich cultural heritage.
The Barranquilla Carnival is a colorful celebration in which we get to express all the folklore and diversity of rhythms that make up the greater Colombian Caribbean. Just like the carnival, we are a region filled with joy, color, and diversity. We always have people from all around the world who like to experience firsthand our warmth.
It's impossible not to get caught up in the rhythm of these two regions. Their love of life is also reflected in productivity and entrepreneurship, in the creation of industry and renewable energies. This is a place that's quite simply impossible.
With a dance. Hey, Jonathan.
Are we dancing chapeta?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Join in. Don't be shy.
You can definitely feel the rhythm and flavor in the air.
You can feel the heat, not only in the weather, but in all the people who live their lives passionately. You should never let that fire inside of you go out. I'll see you soon to tell you.
These guys are tired. Znalazł cuda. Kiedyś dzieci to chyba Tak, tak, tak. Myślę, że na lody za wcześnie. Ale super, ale nie robię tylko. Nie. Co, ale sobie normalnie podgrzewa mój sandwich. Bezek.